Well, I saw the Metro's generosity on full display this weekend. On Friday night, I emceed the annual fundraiser for Project Pink at the La Vista Conference Center. More than 1,000 people in attendance. It's always an inspirational and joyful evening. Project Pink helps fill the gaps between a diagnosis and treatment of breast cancer. Months ago, the 19 women on stage took part in a retreat while being a shoulder to lean on for each other during such a turbulent time. Friday night was also the first time they saw these pictures that were used in a new calendar where they mirrored strong female roles from the movies. They joined me on stage to talk about their difficult journey and the quest to find comfort after a cancer diagnosis. Project Pink raised nearly $613,000, the most ever for the nonprofit that's been around since 2010. Organizers say all of the money stays in the Metro.
Look at that generosity, over $500,000.
Super grateful. It's always a great time.
And the ladies look great too.
Didn't they?
And so did you.
Yeah.